Best Alternative Album, one
Serious
of my
Time
favorite
Boys.
categories. We got The Slow Rush by Tame Impala, Woman Music Part 3 by Haim, Strange Times by Gorillaz, We Will Always Love You by the Avalanches, and Suddenly by Caribou. Oh,
Alternative
my Lord.
is our favorite genre collectively, and it's probably one of the more important genres to review on Audioface because alternative just encompasses so much of music that you can only put it in this genre. It's almost like the graduated version of indie. It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You graduate from indie and you get to alternative, but each of these albums offered something differently. The Avalanches, where they usually do kind of a plunder phonics kind of thing, instead sampled artists live and created just one of the more beautiful concept albums of the year.
Yes. And I love me some concept albums. Y'all know that.
The Slow Rush by Tame Impala was just one of Tame Impala's just best works, with every single song, not a second of filler in the entire project.
Nope. I mean, the intro song of One More Year, I literally had that auto chant thing on repeat for months.
Yeah. These days, it's very hard to fill an hour long of an album and make every minute feel like it's spent wisely.
It did not feel like an album. Did not feel like an hour at all.
Yeah. On Track, Tomorrow's Dust, Everything, Posthumous Forgiveness,
Oh, man.
Suddenly by Caribou. Let's just go into that. What do you have to say about Caribou?
I mean, so Caribou is an interesting artist because he's like experimented so much before out in the past. And we did do a little bonus episode about him, and he's had so many different music artists and stuff he's worked with, and even different cinemas he's had too with Daphne and stuff. But with Suddenly, I feel like this is his most complete work in a really long time, where his other albums, like his first album, I feel like it had some stuff, but suddenly you have like Sister, You and I goes hard. That beat, everything is fantastic. You have Home, which was one of my favorite songs of the year too, where that beautiful backing track and stuff. She's going home and home again. Never Come Back. You have Ravi at the end right there, which was a banger. So there's a lot in that album that is just amazing, and it's such a good complete album from him. Then you have
Women in Music Part 3 by Haim, which is sort of this amazing alternative piece altogether. You have just all the women in this thing are just amazing in it. You have so many different sounds and styles within here. Man from the Magazine, I remember, just like a particular hit from it all.
I love Los Angeles, the opening track. I really like it. It was just funny. It's like I moved to New York. I had the first winter. Nope.
Yeah.
It's like, it's cool. It's just going on like how they grew up here and how like they like all this stuff and like the good things about a shitty city like Los Angeles, trying to like kind of like open up your eyes about it and say like the good things, the bad things, and the beautiful beat. And they're so on point throughout the album, saying women make fantastic rock music. Like, bow down, bitches.
Yeah. It's bravely acoustic as well, as far as the sound goes, and plays back to those older rock things, not necessarily pushing it so forward with modern things such as like Fetch the Bolt Cutters or Yves Tumor's Heaven to Tortured Mind. But it's very much rock in its own right, and a true much love to rock kind of form. A la Raconteurs or some of the older Black Keys.
Yeah.
And then you have Strange Times by Gorillaz. I try not to talk about like my favorite bands or like my favorite things this year, but I was very much willing to, or getting ready to, hate Strange Times and the whole Song Machine project. But this is honestly Strange Times season 1, all that whatever, has produced Gorillaz' best songs of the decade.
Since Plastic Beach.
Plastic Beach. Every song on here is leaps and bounds better than Humans of the Now Now, at bare minimum. And that's even saying MLS.
Yeah. Super Gorillas.
Yeah.
Even songs I originally didn't like or so, it took me a long time to get into. And stuff I didn't think I was going to like, like Pac-Man with Schoolboy Q. I first listened, I'm like, it's whatever. Holy shit, like, I love that song.
Yeah.
I love the beat. That is the quintessential Gorillaz song for me. And Gorillaz are one of the band, or like when I first listened to them growing up as a kid, they are the ones who got me into rap, actually. Because I didn't really listen to it growing up in the early 2000s, and then listening to their first 2 albums got me into it, and now it's like, it's exploring so much, and all of their features go together, which is incredible, because Humans did not.
Humans very much did not. This is the first time the features have gone together again since Plastic Beach.
Yeah, and yeah, shit.
Yeah,
good work.
Production-wise, Désolé is flawless.
Yeah, and Aries is a song that is like everything I love about alternative music in one song right there.
Yeah, all the things like, I said like some of the weaker moments or like the parts where I were let down. Like I wanted Severed Head with Gold Link and Unknown Mortar Orchestra to be a little bit more like poppy and bangy of a song, but it was like fine. And Dead Butterflies eventually won me over, even though I don't like Gorillaz delving in the trap that much. I think like as a one song kind of like experimentation,
Let's just see what
it's all right. And they should have made Black volume up a little bit more in the Pink Phantom because he gets overshadowed too much.
He gets overshadowed. I still don't like Elton John, but that's a personal thing that him and I have. So I'm not gonna hate Gorillaz too much for that. And there's some other stuff in here that like is okay. Like some parts I'm still trying to learn to get used to, but there's songs like Opium that are just holy shit, I cannot wait for that live.
Yes,
so,
in person live.
And
Hologram Beck.
Hologram Beck. I will talk about that at some point in the podcast.
Yes.
Holy shit, might be the hardest alternative album selection I've ever had to choose from. Like, because the Avalanche just shocked me of how good of an album that is. I just wish it was a little bit earlier so that way I can like saturate it a little bit more. But like, there's so many good stuff on it. I mean, the Slow Rush is awesome too. Like, I don't know what to do. I hate this and love this.
Yeah, this is hard. This is very hard.
What are you going between the two? Which ones are you going between?
I'm not going, like, I can't parse any of the, like, to me, the weakest link is Caribou.
Yeah, Caribou is the weakest link for me.
But
and then the other four are literally like almost all on par, and then it becomes personal preference. My two personal favorites are the Slow Rush and We Will Always Love You. Those are my two favorites, probably.
So like
Gorillaz is like almost dead tied, but
my two favorites are Strange Times and the Slow Rush. I think because Slow Rushes are overlapped.
Then Slow Rush is going to get it, and that's fine with me because for an artist that has as much like acclaim and stuff as Tame Impala, there's a couple different ways he can go with it. But he made one of the most beautiful alternative rock things in years, in almost a decade, I think. When like it starts off with One More Year, going down to Destiny, Borderline, like damn,
so good,
so good. And people say he's overrated. You're high, and not on the good stuff.
Yeah, not on the good shit. If there's any consolation. The Noodle account on Instagram posted a teaser of the original Gorillaz album inside of Currents from Tame Impala.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we know there's a Song Machine season 2.
Please make it happen.
I mean, I never thought in my entire life I would get Beck and Gorillaz to like be together in a song. We need Muse and Gorillaz, we need Tom York and Gorillaz, but I would also be very happy with Tame Impala.
I want Tame Impala and Gorillaz because that's a lot.
And weirdly enough, because of Song Machine now exists, there's a good chance in 2021 I'd get at least one of those.
Yes, I would hope so.